Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is Monday night of week, let me see how this goes, week 7, I want to say, of the Suttons Daze Pantry Challenge. I think today is the 12th. I'd have to double check the calendar, but I believe today is Monday the 12th. And I am starting on dinner. Excuse my kitchen. On my lunch break today, I was working on my tomatoes, so this whole bowl are tomatoes that I managed to already peel. Those are ones I still need to peel. These are all the skins. I just have them covered so that after dinner I can get back to it. So I'm working on my little corner of my table here. This is the sausage I had defrosted yesterday, but was just feeling not so great last night, so I ended up not cooking it. So we're going to do that. I have a couple of potatoes, peppers, onions, and I have my skillet already going with some onions, and we already put the rest in. And then this is my bag of peels and end pieces and stuff like that. Whoa! It just about hit the floor. Those are all my peels and end pieces that I keep in my freezer, so that when I have a couple of full bags, then I'll make some vegetable stock. So I'm going to get back cutting this up and show you where I'm going with dinner. Okay, I have all of my vegetables, the potatoes, the peppers and onions, and along with some seasoning here in the pan. And I wanted the vegetables to soften up a little bit more before they browned up. So what I did is I just put in 1 pint of my homemade beef stock. This is stuff I did just a month or 2 ago. So I dumped that in there, and it'll come up to a nice rolling boil and soften up the veggies. And then what I'll do is I'll let a lot of that moisture evaporate off, boil off, and then I'll turn the heat down and let the vegetables brown and crisp up some. And while that is going, then I pulled a box of this Enjoy Life muffin mix. I believe this was one of my Publix buy one get one free deals, and then they also had coupons for like $1 off or $2 off, something like that. So this is milk free, nut free, soy free, gluten free. Don't tell the rest of the family. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, and I'm going to pull some blueberries from out of the freezer, and I'm going to turn these into blueberry muffins. So it looks like all I need is a 1/4 cup of oil and some water. And I'll go ahead and mix this up and put it into our convection toaster oven, which is where I do most all of my cooking, oven-wise at least. And go ahead and get this going before I work on the eggs. Okay guys, this is what dinner looks like. I still had some orange juice left that I had defrosted last week, so I just stirred that up really well. We're going to finish that off tonight. These are eggs, and I made cheesy eggs from the chickens, cut up an apple. These were blueberries from the freezer and bread mix from the pantry. Sausage and all the seasonings and the oils from the pantry. The only thing that was not from the pantry were the potatoes and the vegetables that I buy at the farmer's market each week. So this is our dinner tonight. And if you didn't see in a previous video, I go every couple of years and pick pretty much a truckload, the bed of the truck, pretty much full of oranges. And I put up 60 gallons a couple of winters ago, and we're just now getting at the end of all of that orange juice. So this is one of the bags that I had from the freezer. I freeze them in gallon bags. So we're getting to the end of all of that orange juice, and I'll have to put more up soon. All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Monday evening. As soon as we are done eating, I have to tackle these tomatoes and get them finished up tonight, and it is 7:45 right now. So it's probably going to be a midnight type of night. So, all right, have a good evening. Hey guys, it is Tuesday night, and I realized I put everything in the crock pot before you saw what I was starting for dinner. But if anybody is a fan of crock pot meals, I bet, judging from the remnants, you know what I'm making here, which is Mississippi chicken thighs. So I am cooking it in my Power Pressure Cooker XL tonight, and I will link the video to that up here. I'm actually filming it as I go, which will be a separate video, but it's in there and it's going to be cooking away, and it was frozen when I put it in. So, or almost completely frozen. And this is all the skin and bones for me deboning it and taking the skin off. So that's that. And these are all the empty containers, the ranch, the brown gravy, the butter container, and these are the peppers that are going to go back into the refrigerator. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this mess up and get the rice started. Hey guys, I have the chicken going in the power pressure cooker right now, and what I'm doing is I'm making jasmine rice. Personally, jasmine rice is my favorite. Absolutely love it. This is the kind of container, I keep big quart jars of rice and oatmeal and all the different kinds of rice up in my cabinet in the kitchen. And then this is kind of a smaller bag. I think this was a 10-pound bag or so. And this is what I keep in the pantry, and then I keep it in Ziploc bags or in buckets in the pantry, and then I scoop it out and refill these. So when you look in my pantry, this is the way my pantry is. These are items that I use quite often, and that way I can just reach in here and grab them. And I'm trying to get better about labeling things, because like, I don't use Hush Puppy mix very often, which is why it's way up there. But my son can't tell the difference between Hush Puppy mix and pancake mix. So I'm really trying hard to put labels on things so that people can look in, or if I don't put a label on it, like this right here, that one does have a barley label, but I'll also just rip off the edge of something that has what it is and stuff it in there. My grandmother used to always do that. Or if there's a great recipe that I want, I can put a rubber band around it and put it to the outside, or just drop it down inside the jar so that I'll have it for later. So I'm looking to see if I have the kind of beans that I want. I think I have the canner still sitting on my stove right now from last night. I canned all of this. I said that I'm still going to be working on canning every day. So these are the tomatoes I canned last night. I need to get the rings off, and I need to get them labeled and into the pantry. But I still have my canner out. So I'm thinking about making maybe some maple beans, or I could defrost chicken legs, and I could do the chicken legs. I'm trying to decide which one is going to take the least amount of effort but still get something done tonight. I'm still battling a cold, but I'm still trying to get things done, and it's been a long day at work. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rice going on the stove. The chicken is cooking, and I'm going to pull out some sides to go with dinner and decide what I want to try and get going in my canner tonight. Okay guys, I just went looking to see what I was going to put side dish wise to go with dinner, and I just pulled a jar of carrots. I just popped the lid on these that I had canned last year. These are carrots that I grew in my garden. And then I looked in the fridge, and I had just a little bit of this kind of applesauce left in the fridge. I think this was the vanilla brown sugar applesauce, so we're going to use this up. And then I just went and pulled one of my small containers of applesauce, and I'm pretty sure this was my spiced applesauce because I can see how dark it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get these warmed up. The rice is almost ready. The chicken is ready, and get dinner dished up and on plates. Okay guys, here is dinner all dished up. These are the carrots from my garden from last year, and what I did is I had some apple syrup that I had canned still in the fridge, and so I just took some apple syrup and poured it in with the carrots and warmed them all up, so they kind of have an appley kind of sweet flavor to it. Then some applesauce, and then I have the rice with the chicken and the peppers, and this is going to be dinner tonight for Tuesday. All right, I hope everyone else is having a wonderful evening. Hey guys, it is Wednesday and it is Valentine's Day. So I am on my lunch break, and I do not really have much of anything blooming in my yard. I have some of these things right here, these yellow viney things. I don't know what they are pretty much the only thing, along with some camellias that are buried under here, are really the only thing. Oh, these right here, which they do not stay on a stem very well. These are not the best flowers. They're pretty, and they do bloom when it's cold, but they don't stay on the stem very well. So I want to set a pretty table for dinner tonight for Valentine's, but I don't have anything growing. So I noticed in the woods and stuff around our house, people do. So I hopped on the four-wheeler and went into the woods around the house, and just where I saw some wild azaleas blooming, I picked some of these, and those are just growing in the woods. And I don't know what this flower is. From a distance, I thought it was a, oh gosh, what are they called? They usually bloom in January. I'm trying to remember what they're called. It is not coming to me. But I don't know what kind of tree this is. So the property next to us has a ton of white ones. So I went over there and I just picked some sprays. Let me see here if I can get one of these. So I have sprays like this that I'm going to put in some vases. And go ahead and get the table set on lunch. I did take meat out of the freezer last night. So it is in the refrigerator, and I'm going to check on it. I'm going to do a pork roast tonight like I did a couple of weeks ago. So good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that out. And these are the maple beans I made last night. I needed to go ahead and get those labeled and put away so my island is clear. They all sealed, so I can go ahead and just go ahead and get them labeled and on the shelf and go ahead and get started on my prep for tonight's dinner. So I want to make a nice dinner since it's Valentine's, and Trevelyan can't be here tonight. She has college classes tonight, but she's going to take leftovers. I'm going to make her a plate up so she can take it to work tomorrow. But I do want a nice dinner on the table tonight, and I do want the table to be pretty. The flowers that are in here are all just falling out and dying. Those are camellias. So I'm just going to swap a few things out, give the house a quick, kind of just neat touch up a little bit before I have to head back to work and go ahead and get my dinner prep. Okay guys, my lunch break is over, but I have the table set. We're not super fancy here, especially, for something just like Valentine's Day, but it's still nice to put a pretty meal on the table. So I have my pork loin here defrosting, and I have some corn. I'm probably going to do green beans and a salad, but I'll have to finish that up when I get home from work. So I'm going to scoot out of here and get back to the office. Okay guys, I just got home from work a few minutes ago. It's about 6:30. I'm home later than I wanted to be, but that's just the way it goes. So I am getting dinner going right now. I'm getting the pork loin ready to go in the oven. And then I'm gonna get all the other sides going and get dessert made. I did forget to take rolls out of the freezer. I had dough in the freezer. So I need to go ahead and get that out and let it rise at least a little bit before I put them in the oven. I think I might put them on defrost in the microwave. That'll sometimes give them just enough heat to let them puff up just a little so that I can pop those in the oven. And I'll just kind of flip the camera around and show you where I'm at right now. Okay, so I am working on my pork loin, and if you look at, I think it was 2 weeks ago, for my week of meals, the Suttons Daze Pantry Challenge, then you'll see the pork loin that I did, and I'm doing it exactly the same. So the fat cap is on top. All I've put on it so far on the top side is pepper. I still need to salt it, the Italian seasoning, the paprika, and then I'm going to cut the slits in it and go ahead and get the garlic stuffed in all the slits of it and get it in the oven, because this is what is going to take the longest to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have some corn laid out and defrosted. I have mushrooms that I am going to make because those are some of Chris's favorites. I have some red bliss potatoes that I'm going to make parsley potatoes. I just grabbed this out of the pantry. It's like a brownie cookie bar mix. I think I'm just going to make this. I was trying to decide between this and like a lemon cake or a chocolate cake, but this is pretty fast. So I think I'm just going to make this and a salad. Oh, and green beans. Let's see. Am I going to do green beans and a salad or just a salad? I don't know. It just depends on how much time I have. So Jaden and Chris just went to, Harbor Freight. I'm trying to think. The tool place. They just went to Harbor Freight. They needed to go pick up some gaskets of some sort. Trevelyn is at college. She has night classes, but she has tests tonight, not lab. So she thought she might make it home in time for dinner. If not, then I'll save her a plate. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going so that we can sit down to dinner. Okay, guys, this is what we're having for dinner. We have the pork loin with some applesauce, green beans. We have some pitiful little rolls because they didn't have time to rise. Mushrooms, corn, and parsley potatoes. Most of the stuff is from the freezer. Rolls are from the freezer. Corn I put up last summer. Applesauce I put up. And the pork loin I put up. The green beans and potatoes and mushrooms I bought fresh. So I don't have too much in the way of hearts and flower stuff. That's just not really my style. I have a few heart-shaped bowls and platters here and there. So that's what I have on the table, and this is how we are going to celebrate Valentine's Day. All right, I'm going to get this sliced up, and we're going to enjoy dinner. Okay, guys, here is dinner all dished up. The pork is just a tiny bit pink. It's cooked exactly where it should be. And I don't know if you can see this. The outside has such a great crust on it. So we have the pork loin with the parsley potatoes, fresh corn, green beans, some buttered mushrooms, applesauce, and a roll, and of course, some tea for dinner. All right, I hope everyone else is having a wonderful Valentine's Day. And of course, dinner would not be complete without a holiday dessert. This is not very pretty. It's supposed to be one of those cookie brownie combo things. And I just did it in a heart-shaped pan. I'm getting ready to cut this up. No one's even going to see the shape of it, and put a little bit of Cool Whip on top for them. And this is what they're going to have for dessert. Okay, this is it all doctored up. See, not even going to see the funny-looking heart shape. All right, guys. Hey, Muriel. Hey. Yeah. You talking to me?
What? I'm just sitting back here.
Hey guys, it is Friday evening, and normally we do leftovers on Thursday night. It's our bowling night and clean out the fridge night. But yesterday was beyond hectic, and we never even got to come into the house to eat dinner before going to bowling, much less anything else. So we ended up actually getting something in town last night. So we are eating our leftovers now. We don't have too much left. This was the Mississippi chicken thighs. That's what's left of that. Chris has already started making himself a plate there. So there's that with rice. And we have some corn left. Some of those little pitiful rolls that I did not let rise. So we have some parsley potatoes, some pork roast, and some green beans. There's stuff in the fridge if anybody wants to make a salad. There's some fresh fruit. I still have pineapple and stuff cut up in the fridge. So this is just what I laid out, the stuff that needs to actually be warmed up. And anyone can come in, make a plate. There's still a little bit of the brownie, that cake brownie left. They've been putting a dent in that each day when they come through. So I'm going to go ahead and make up a plate and show you what I end up with, but it's just leftovers night. Okay guys, everybody has plates mixed up. This is what I'm having for dinner. I just have some of that leftover Mississippi chicken over rice with a little bit of corn and green beans. Everyone else has their plate. This is Jade's. I'm actually going to cover it and put it in the fridge. I wanted to go ahead and get the containers emptied so that he has dinner. And then we still have a big chunk of this pork roast left and some parsley potatoes. We are actually leaving for camp in the morning. We were supposed to be leaving today, but didn't happen. We just way too busy. So we scrapped that plan and we're going to be leaving first thing really early in the morning. So this is what we're going to take. We might just have some warmed up with some potatoes, but more likely I'm going to slice this up really thin and warm it and make some pork sandwiches. So it's just something we can take to camp with us out of the fridge. I know that Jaden is not going to take the time to slice up pork and make himself a pork sandwich. So it's just better if I take that with us. So this is tonight's dinner, and then I will take you along with us at camp whenever I do all of my cooking at camp. All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. Hey, guys, it is Saturday night, and if the surroundings look a little bit different, it's because we are at camp. I am starting on dinner. It is late. We had to take multiple trips back to the main parking area outside of the property to get loads of stuff back and forth because this is a working weekend for us. So I think it is like 7-ish. I don't know. I haven't looked at the clock in a while. But I am just now starting on dinner. I brought a bunch of stuff from home. Tonight I'm doing like a yellow rice with sausage and black beans and fiesta corn type meal. So I have some bell pepper, red pepper, onion. I pulled some yellow rice from the pantry. These are some black beans that I canned. And this is some of the fiesta corn that I canned. This is some of the mango peach salsa that the guys are going to have with some chips if I can figure out where I put them. I kind of have stuff scattered all over in different spots as I'm staging it. I don't know if I'm going to use the applesauce or not. I may save that for tomorrow night to go with dinner. I also pulled some just Jiffy corn muffin mix. I'm going to make some corn, and I'll probably mix a little bit of that fiesta corn into the mix. That's really good. It makes it a little bit different also. And then I have some Aldi's sausage here, and then this is some sausage that a customer gave us that I'm going to add to it, so it has lots of meat and it's very hearty for the guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I pulled some tea bags out. I'm going to go ahead and start making some tea, and I may make a lemon cake. I pulled this out. These are one of the ones that I got 2 for $3.19. It's just a lemon cake, and it already has the icing, the frosting with it. So I can make this up and pop it in the oven to cook along with the cornbread. So I may go ahead and do that. There's just a few of us here tonight, so I'm going to get started on dinner so I can feed everybody. I'll show you what it looks like as I go along. Okay guys, this is all that I have left from dinner. I forgot to film when we were sitting down. We were outside at the table and it was very dark, and I completely forgot to try and film when we were eating. So this is all we have left of dinner. The cornbread is all gone and the corn is gone. everyone finished that off. So this is the yellow rice and sausage with the peppers and onions. And the only other thing I still have left that we've not eaten is the cake. These were those small individual boxed cake mixes that I'd picked up from Publix. I think they were like 2 for $2.39 or something like that. And it came with the icing in the mix. So this is cooling, and we're going to have this a little bit later for dessert. And that's all I have for you tonight. Hope you're having a wonderful evening.